1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
I was just going to say, it's the highest level of positivity. That's you can get into.
Adore the chaos.
Adore the chaos. Everything that's going on around you, is adorable.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it must be coming up for 2 years, I think, since we started, mustn't it? Certainly more than 18 months. I think we probably started in late February or March, so it will be soon a 2-year anniversary. Yeah.
I mean, we recorded the 100th episode last week.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we recorded the 100th episode.
So it would be 2 years.
Yeah. So this episode would be 101.
So we've done a lot of talking in that time, haven't we?
We have
some of it a load of rubbish from both of us. Some of it okay, but
but
we like talking.
In a world that seemed to be rapidly dominated by AI, it is good to have do you know what I mean? Because most of the contents you listen to these days is mostly AI. To then find humans talking, it'll
become unusual.
It has definitely become unusual. Right, so I believe we're talking about emotions as you know it.
Yeah, I thought we would have a chat about emotions. I mean, they're very, on the face of it, we might think, well, yeah, we know what emotions are, and I guess we do, but they are a complex part of being human. And in many ways, they're a very rich aspect of being human. We probably don't go through a day, whether it's a chaos day or any other sort of day, thinking, oh, I wonder what emotions I'm going to feel today. But I thought, we could have a discussion about how emotions affect us, and indeed what they actually are. So I'll ask you first of all, how would you describe or define emotions? What would you say emotions are?
It's not a definition that I've bothered to look in the dictionary for, and even when you give me the advance notice about the topic, I still didn't look it up because I just felt confident. I thought, I know what emotions are. But now I'm having to think deep about it. Now emotions are feelings, what you feel, either positive or negative or sad or but it's a feeling. That's how I would define emotions.
Yeah, I think that's very much a part of it. Now, in fact, with every emotion, and we'll have a look at how many emotions there might be or there are considered to be, but a feeling is very much a part of it. But there's two other parts. Basically, three facets of every emotion come together in a way we don't ever think about. But it's sort of, you could think of it, body, mind, and behavior. Now, what you've just described, the feeling, is the mind, the psychological thing that is part of every emotion. The other parts are, as I say, physiology, that's the body. Now, let's say, for example, you're walking along and you come across a growling dog, perhaps not on its lead, a big dog. However much you might love dogs, and many people do, of course, this one sort of frightens you a bit. So what happens, do you think, in your mind when you see that? You've already said a feeling. So what are you going to feel when you see this? If you think, I'm in a dangerous situation, potentially, what are you going to feel?
I think your body could freeze for a second or something.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang, with fun
for a second or something, and then your mind kicks into action because he recognizes the danger there, and he has to make a decision. whether to, you know, take flight or try to diffuse the situation. I don't think running would be an appropriate thing to do. Because you only get the dog excited. I've heard, and I've tried it. I actually outrun the dog. So.
Well, that's right. So what you sort of described, what kicks in is the fight or flight syndrome, or the other words you used. And I think nowadays, I don't know whether it generally said fight or flight or freeze, but that is what kind of are the three options. It always used to just be fight or flight. But yeah, when you see this growling dog, perhaps on its own, walking towards you, not on a lead, with a very vicious bark and face, things kick into action in your body. So certainly the first thing is you feel apprehensive, you feel nervous. So it's that feeling, the what's going on in the mind. The body then prepares itself for action. And this is the incredible thing about, we've talked about the human body many times, but it does things via the brain's instructions, really, which we don't have to think about. We don't have to think what we're going to do. It becomes totally instinctive, but your body will prepare you. Now, in a situation like that, yeah, you may initially freeze. I think a lot of people would. Their body would freeze almost, but then fight or flight would kick in. Now, probably very unwise to decide to fight the dog. That might not be the best answer. So flight would be the best thing. Now, as you've indicated, if you ran, maybe that would encourage a dog to run after you and probably beat you. But so the answer could be just to back away and try and do a sensible thing. So that's that. So the backing away, the physical backing away, is the behavior thing. Now that's the way to look at any emotion. It's an integration of body, mind, behavior, and everything we do everywhere, and we're dealing with emotions all the time. They always come into that. There's what we feel about it. It's how we interpret a situation, whether it's dangerous, whether something makes us angry. Sometimes if we're driving, I think a lot of us sometimes get a bit uptight with certainly the potholes everywhere, which are a disgrace, as we know. And also other drivers can be frustrating, perhaps, if you get, as we might sometimes say, a weekend driver who's a bit slow or who knows what. We get into a car and we can change a little bit, can't we? Because we're a bit more edgy, perhaps, with the amount of traffic on the roads and so on. So again,
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.